We are live in person from my house. This is Four Valley Boys Podcast. I'm your host and moderator, Fabian Viggs. I got D Round, Michael Atwater, Ratio. Tony will join us in a brief moment. But on this episode, we're going to talk about these Bulldogs that won. So congratulations, Bulldogs. We'll get that out of the way. NFL playoffs, and of course, the fresh edition of the BS list by Michael Candy Atwater. So
the Candy Man.
The Candy Man. So we're gonna So we're gonna sit back and relax and enjoy this show. And this is the part of the show, Yasmin. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys.
This is Four Valley.
Go damn dog.
Yes, sir.
So this is Four Valley Boys Podcast. Of course, you know our show is brought to you by Crazy Straws. If your name is Big Straw and you're crazy, get your Crazy Straw. Also brought to you by Just For Me. If you got some of that gray in your beard or your hair, and you're trying to look a little younger, or you just don't want gray in your beard, get you that CB4. CB4. Look at the name around. It's showing off. It's Just For Me. Got to get right.
Hey, took a little of that gray. I ain't put enough on. So, hey, go and get some of it, fellas.
Got to. Of course, we're also brought to you by Sprite, the Black Folk Soda. Damon's sponsor, Arizona Tea. How much, Damon?
$1.
$1.
$1.
$1.
Since 1991, baby.
1990 since 1876. Since 1876. $1.
Yes.
Of course, you can follow the Four Valley Boys Podcast on Facebook at the Four Valley Boys Podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, Four Valley Boys Podcast. You can also need to get your merch from BuyANiceShirt.com. BuyANiceShirt.com is going to be where you get all your wonderful merchandise for your Divine Nine or your HBCU apparel. Bernard Ingram, his business. Great business, great merchandise. BuyANiceShirt.com. Get your. Let me see. From Color Purple. Get your shit.
And get out.
Look at you. Sue's got talent. You black. You ugly. Oh, my bad. My bad.
She black as tar. And I hear she has that nasty women.
They take out the nasty women disease.
Boy, you gonna let that nappy head girl talk to you like that?
What's in that? She even go. She Mr. Missile. She even give him a shade. You can hear the music.
Hey, what about this, Faye? Hey, what about this? Hey, Faye, what about this? How he die? On top of me.
No, fellas, what about this?
Oh, man.
No.
Color Purple is a classic.
We saw it.
All my life I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncles.
That's a classic.
Brothers.
Hey, that look like a fist print. No, Paul. The mule kicked me.
You surely is ugly. Hey, Color Purple, as far as black movies, it got to be in the top 5.
Yes,
got to be.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That, the Mac, Come to America.
Coming to America, that boy said the Mac.
Superfly. You can throw the
light. House Party.
Any Shaft.
House Party probably in there too.
House Party got to be in the Friday.
The first House Party, not 2 or 3.
No,
no, just the first House Party.
This first one.
We didn't venture off, man. We should have made this.
I'm sorry. Damon, tell everybody about your podcast.
Yeah, man, I got a podcast coming out February 21st called Chopping It Up with D. Randall, a virtual barbershop, man. We're gonna talk about everything, man. We're gonna kick it, like you in the barbershop. Kick it music, movies, politics, sports, whatever you want to chop it up with me about, that's what we're going to do. Tuesday, February 21st, 12 noon. It's going to be like an afternoon thing. I'm going to try to start it off like that once a week, you know, trying to have some fun with it, man. So support your boy, man. We're going to have some fun on there.
Get on there. What we want to see is you literally getting your hair cut while you're talking sports. We want to see that. We want to see that.
Oh, I don't know. We have to get I might have to go get Mike Barber. Mike Barber be having him looking good, man. Beard lined up and everything. How much your barber charge, Mike?
Shit, I'm free.
Oh, you free?
I'm not my barber. Hell, I'm free.
So you cut your own head? Yeah.
Oh, but he was so stupid, man. Hey, right now, this sounds like a Fort Valley moment. At the crib, right now.
Yeah.
They're two idiots, man.
It's definitely a Fort Valley moment.
And
Crank it up, Fade. Crank it up, Fade.
We got one more sponsor. Of course, we got Henny and Coke.
The dog.
So somebody on this show said that TCU gonna get the brakes beat off them. Somebody said it on this show. Everybody laughed at me like, go on, Fade, go to party shots.
No, I didn't say you were wrong. I knew that Mike and Tony was gonna be like, come on, man. You know, coming from you, that's like a voodoo priestess. You say one thing and something else happens. So that's why they said that. But I didn't. Let me all jokes aside, for real. And I think I told Mike this. Well, I actually said on the show, Stetson Bennett was going to be the guy that hurt them. And I also told Mike what Michigan didn't do with them seams in the tight end, Georgia definitely was going to do. And they ate them up on the seam. Stetson Bennett treated them like that was the 8th grade team that you scrimmage against. And it was no contest.
I figured the game, when Fade said the score, I thought it was a possibility, but after the way Georgia played, being a Georgia fan, a Georgia historian, I'm not thinking this at all. Nobody expected the blowout to happen. Nobody even thought twice of 65-7. Nobody.
No. I was looking more so if Fade was right. I actually thought not 65-7. I actually thought I could have seen 49-21 or 49-14. I didn't see 65-7. That I didn't see. I ain't gonna even lie to you, but you said it, Fade. I ain't gonna argue with you. You said it.
Yeah, you said it, Fade.
2 years in a row.
You ain't have to say it like that, Mike.
2 years in a row.
She said it, Fade.
I called it 2 years in a row.
You did 2 years in a row. You absolutely right. You did.
And I'm not a Georgia fan. Just keep that in mind.
And see, that's why they took it with a grain of salt, Fade.
But I called it though.
You did. No argument.
Yeah, I got head of the game.
Head.
All right, so for real, back on topic. So Georgia is the first team to repeat as national champion since Alabama 11-12. This is the first time a team is repeated in the CFP. This is one of Mike's questions. Damien, do you think Georgia can three-peat next year?
And I will say this with the utmost certainty. Yes. People fail to realize that this was supposed to be a down year for Georgia. They lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball. How many first rounders were like 4 or 5?
5, I think.
Something like that. You lost 5.
And then Nakobe Dean went second round to the Eagles.
And that was a first round pick. Actually, He was a first round talent.
Mm-hmm. So Nakobe Dean went 3rd round.
I thought he went second round.
He went second.
No, I think Nakobe Dean went 3rd round.
We'll look it up. Anatole, look it up. I know you're watching the show.
I think he went second, but he was first round talent. Let's just say that. They lost. Anatole just 15 drafted and 12 to the portal. They lost a lot, and yet they still went. Oh, he did go 3rd round. You was right, Mike. So
we'll make sure.
The thing I want to say is, Mike said all the time, and I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna let Mike take off with it. Recruiting. When you got 5 stars coming in after 5 stars, and this is supposed to be a down year, and they go 15-0 and win and repeat as champions, and they still coming back. Yes, Stetson is gone, but they got a 5-star waiting to play quarterback. They got studs to fill in. Jalen Carter is gone, but they got another 4 and 5 star to replace him on the D line.
He was out there playing for us Monday. Bear Alexander.
Yeah, that's him.
Number 99.
Yeah. So you looking at them just constantly reloading. And when you are a top 5 team recruiting wise, you can get 4 and 5 stars completely to go on the cycle. You're gonna always be in the hunt. And right now, Georgia is on the top of the mountain, man. Yes, they can 3-peat.
The thing about Georgia, like Damon mentioned, Georgia really was supposed to kind of be rebuilding this year. Like, this really wasn't supposed to be the year for Georgia to win the national championship. Nevertheless, they done it. It's going to be real scary next year for Georgia because a lot of them dudes, especially on offense, return. And they got a lot returning on defense. Kirby on defense, he plays a lot of guys anyway. But they got a lot of guys coming back. Now, we're going to lose, of course, some senior. We're going to lose Stetson Bennett, Kenny McIntosh. We're going to lose Keelan Ringo. He'll be a first-rounder. Jalen Carter, Broderick Jones. A lot of them guys. And we possibly going to lose Darnell Washington, the big tight end. But, boy, I tell you, with what they got coming back, man, it's going to be real tough. The key for Georgia is at that quarterback position. Can Carson Beck or Stockton or Brock Vandegrift, can one of them take over for arguably the greatest quarterback in Georgia history? And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Stetson Bennett, as of right now, I think he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks to ever play in the SEC. It hadn't been too many other quarterbacks that done what Stetson Bennett done and has 2 national championships. We'll say Tebow. And technically, Tebow really wasn't a part of the first one. He got some clock. But Chris Leak really was the guy, to be honest.
What about that Bama team? How many did Mac Jones win?
Mac Jones ain't got but 1.
1?
Well, Mac Jones got 2, but he was like the starting quarterback of 1. Now, A.J. McCarron got 2. He's got 2 of them.
Greg McElroy got 3, right?
McElroy got 3.
Got 3 because they won the 09, 11, and 12.
Oh, right. I forgot about McElroy.
Remember, Alabama won 3 and 4 years in that time. Auburn won one in between there
with Cam.
Wait a minute now. McElroy was at Auburn, Alabama, what years?
I think 09 to 12 because he got drafted by the Jets in 12-13, I think.
I don't think McElroy was the quarterback in 11 and 12, McCarron. McElroy won in 09. In 2010, Cam Newton them won it.
Now, once and
then 11 and 12.
That might have been McCarron.
Yeah, McCarron won them. Okay. Because in 2013 was the pick 6, or the kick 6. Because if Auburn don't beat them then, Alabama would have won 3 in a row.
They'll beat the hell out of Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State would have had a chance, even with Jameis in that offense they had, because the Devontae Freeman was on that team.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was McCarron that won those 2.
Well, I'll say this, man. I
would say this, Mike. You got an argument to say what Stetson has done because he won back-to-back. In that span, he lost how many games? 1?
I think he was 28-3 as a starter. Last 2 years, Georgia's 29-1.
So he only lost 1 game in 2 years. In the years that he won the national titles. You might have an argument. I'm not going to dispute it because it's a legit argument that you can say it. If we going by credentials and what he did on the field, yeah, you might have a point, bro.
With the exception of A.J. McCarron, and maybe you can go with Tim Tebow because he was part of that team. It ain't no other quarterback in the SEC no won back-to-back like this, won championship like this.
You might have a point, huh? I don't know if I can argue with you on that. You might have a big point.
It's gonna be interesting to see. AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy 1-1, and then McCarron 1-2. Then Blake Sims, and then Jake Coker 1-1.
Then
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts should have had 2, but Clemson got in the way of that one. Really, to be honest with you, Clemson should have been back to back.
Yeah.
Who did Clemson lose to 1-2?
Alabama. That was the game where Nick had to hit the onside kick to get the ball back to try to push some offense, and that was probably the best option to go. And then the loss with Jalen Hurts, I think he was undefeated that whole season, and then they just gave Deshaun Watson too much time. And that's one thing Nick's defenses have always struggled with is a mobile quarterback, a very mobile quarterback. And Stetson is somewhat mobile. We'll say he's shifty in the pocket. We'll say he's shifty. But if you get somebody like Cardale Jones, like who ripped through Alabama in 14, or you got Deshaun Watson, and the folks forget Trevor Lawrence. He could throw the pill, but he's a 6'6" quarterback. He can move
too, though. Stetson is a lot more shiftier than we give him credit, though, because that read option that he took off for that touchdown, he had a little niftiness in there, a little speed, and he had a little jets in his legs. I give Stetson a whole lot of credit on how he went out. I give him a whole lot of credit.
My concern right now as a Georgia fan, I don't want it to be another 15 or 20 years before they win another national championship, which I don't think that's possible.
That's not
it's not gonna be possible.
As long as Kirby is the coach, I doubt that seriously.
I don't think Kirby's going pro. He's gonna stay right there. I think he's gonna be a college.
I think he's a lifer, bro. I think this is his alma mater, and he's happy where he's at. Yeah, I don't think that the most, and this is just me talking, the most time in between his championships, if they don't win it next year, is I give or take 3 or 4 years.
If anything, if they don't win it this year, they'll win it next coming up season. They'll win it next season. But who in the SEC? I think Georgia does play Alabama this year, right, Mike? Because they alternate year.
No, they got Ole Miss this year at home.
Ole Miss, UGA. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, who is the actual threat to Georgia there?
On their schedule is going to be Tennessee. Georgia has to go to Knoxville and play Tennessee in Tennessee. Now, the good thing about that, Tennessee losing a lot of players, kind of like Georgia.
And Herndon Hooker.
Herndon Hooker's gone.
And a backup quarterback.
So, the thing about it, Georgia's got the Knoxville game. That's going to be a big one. And you got to watch for little sneaky games like the world's largest tailgate party with Florida, or a sneaky game in Auburn, which I don't think they can beat them. But if you look at the schedule, Georgia's schedule sets them up to go undefeated again next year. They are in prime shape to go undefeated and be right back in this thing next year. Right back in.
Who are they probably play in their first game, though? Who gonna be their first game?
Georgia first 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, they got UT Martin, UAB, and Ball State.
I mean, the first game of the year, they usually play in the dome or somewhere like
No, they're not doing that this year. I think they got like UAB or UT Martin or something.
Yeah, they're going undefeated unless somebody wet the bed. I mean,
but the Georgia's the loaded squad is next year. It really wasn't this year. These dudes lost 15 players, man. 15 players and over half of the defense. Now, after next year, you might see a drop or 2 for a year or 2, go how they do in recruiting. But you just never know with this transfer portal. This transfer portal, man, it makes you relevant. TCU had so many players for the transfer portal, they got them there. Now, one thing I will say before we move on, I think the committee got it wrong, and this is what I mean. I don't think the committee got it wrong with the teams that played. I think they got the seeding wrong. Like the Georgia-Ohio State game was really the national championship game. And I don't think they wanted to match up, which I guess is understandable. They didn't want to match up an Ohio State-Michigan semifinal, but it really should have been Georgia-TCU first round and Ohio State, Michigan. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, I would have dropped TCU down one and move Ohio State up. I would have just went and got them in the semifinal because I would rather see Ohio State and, like you said, UGA in the championship game. But like I said, I mean, you got it right. Alabama, as much as you politic, you struggled against Texas, you struggled against Ole Miss, you lost barely to Tennessee, where the linebacker for Tennessee should have been thrown out the game. For that targeting hit. You lost to LSU who he did a Dabo BYOG. You got to bring your own guts, and went forward on 2 and said, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to win. If we win, we win. We don't, and that also helped put LSU on the map. And their quarterback's coming back next year also, so that's going to be a interesting SEC West, and we don't know what Jimbo Fisher going to do. If he's going to keep on trying to throw shots at Saban, or he's fighting for his job because he got the most racist person as offensive coordinator now, Bob Petrino.
I think next year you got to continue to watch out, definitely for your blue bloods. You got Georgia should start off number 1. I would say probably Ohio State 2, Michigan 3. Because Michigan bringing McCarthy back, Blake Corum will be back, USC and Alabama. Those will be my top 5.
USC don't deserve being the top 5 until they get a new defensive coordinator, but that's neither here nor there. So they
got a Heisman Trophy winner coming back. They'll be there just because of him.
I think I will flip USC and Bama. Probably put Bama 4 and USC 5. I agree with your top 3 though. The only thing is, Ohio State, they're gonna have a QB competition. Stroud is gone. We all know that. But he got a 5-star and a 4-star, high 4-star, low 5, high 4. That's gonna vie for the starting position. And you still got Marvin Harrison, and you still got, I forget Cuz' name, the running back. Ohio State gonna be a force to reckon with, as usual. Michigan it depends on what Mr. Harbaugh gonna do, but Corum is back, Edwards is back, JJ there. You still got a few guys that you can count on as far as the O-line and D-line. Then you got some good transfers to come in. The hidden kid from Stanford, the Coastal Carolina kid, the tight end that's transferred from Indiana. They got some players to come in here. But me personally, because of what Fave said, he's absolutely right. I would switch Bama 4 and USC 5 because there's only so much Caleb Williams can do. He can't go out there and play DB. So I agree with Fave on that one.
So congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs for back-to-back championships. I was in and out of that game. I saw when it was up 7-0 about 7 minutes ago. Like, yeah, they about to drop 50. And then I saw 6. I went to bed, woke up with 6-5. Like, man, TCU didn't belong in there because they had a shot of Sunday Dykes on the sideline when Georgia scored another touchdown. He's like, wow. I'm like, what'd you expect? I mean, you didn't try no ball control. You try not to keep the ball away from Georgia, but Georgia defensive line. I could have swore I seen every play they rotating defensive linemen out every other play to keep them fresh. I thought I saw that. I could have been crazy.
No, you was right. TCU ran into. You ever watch bullfighting when that bull come out of there and he ready to charge? TCU ran into that raging bull. That's all they had. When they asked Kirby, what's the game plan? He said aggression. I said, yep. Somebody finna get mauled tonight.
When y'all get a chance, I think it's on YouTube. They leaked Kirby's pregame speech for the game. Man, that dude had you run through a brick wall, man.
I believe it.
Yeah. Kelvin said TCU lost the game in coin toss. I disagree. They lost the game when they beat Michigan.
You think TCU would have had a better chance with Ohio State?
Yeah, they would have beat Ohio State.
No, I don't know about beating her.
I don't
You
think
think Georgia was throwing that thing all over the
I don't
place?
know if they beat Ohio State because one thing about it, Ohio State got multiple receivers that will eat you alive. That 3-3-5, they gonna try to put their best corner on Marvin Harrison. He's still gonna get his catches. It's gonna be a problem. You cannot give CJ Stroud time. I mean, with any quarterback, but there's something about CJ Stroud when his confidence is up and he ready, because Georgia had his confidence up and he was just like slinging the peel. That 3-3-5 ain't meant to stop a high power offense. It's not.
Yeah, but on the Sunny Dykes gonna have some guys coming. Got a couple of Alabama coming in. Got of course the transfer portal opens up a whole different options. We'll see. Brett Venerable, I think he might be 2 years too late in taking the job. He should have took a job a couple years earlier because I think he might be in over his head to Oklahoma. That's just me. But we'll see. Congratulations to Sonny Dykes. You had a great year, but you were the weakest link. Goodbye. All right, so that was our Georgia plug. So if you're a Georgia fan and you just not logging on, you done miss y'all segment. So I'm sorry.
Oh, the dude crazy. Just a hater, man. You a hater, dude.
I'm not a hater. I put y'all on the A block.
You a hater, man. You tell the Georgia fan they late. They can't see, dog. You a hater. You a bad nigga to me, home. You a hater.
How I hated when we gave y'all 26 minutes. 26 minutes at the top of the show. 26.
No, they should have been on early. That's what the problem was, Damon.
That's on them. That's on them, innit?
Exactly. You're right.
Go head on.
You're right.
Go Dogs, Corey. Go Dogs.
Go head on. Head.
Head.
All right, so
Michael Jackson, man.
So we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs. The NFL playoffs is brought to you by Budweiser. Get your Budweiser before the end of the third quarter because if you go into a game, they're going to start serving alcohol after the third quarter. So Budweiser.
Hey, Faye, before you continue, man, shout out to Dan Campbell and them Detroit Lions, man.
Yeah.
Shout out, Damon. Dan Campbell and them Lions. Man, I think them boys going to be a force to reckon with another year or two, man. I just want to say that.
I agree with you on that, Mike. I gotta give Dan Campbell the utmost respect and compliment that dude after starting 1-6 to still get them boys to fight, believe in them. They believed in him, and they went out there. You talking about running through a brick wall? All them players love that man to death. So he doing something right.
So the NFL playoffs, if you just heard, Aaron Rodgers was eliminated by the Detroit Lions, that team, as he called them. And we're going to start previewing the NFL wild card playoff round. And
was some interesting game. What?
A lot of rematches, too. Which game stands out to you first, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Oh, eating ice. My bad. You asked me?
Yeah.
Yes, he did, sir.
What game stands out to me the most? Dang, Faye. Oh, I think the Monday night game, Cowboys and Buccaneers.
I know you're gonna say that.
Buccaneers defeated the Cowboys to start the season. We're hoping the Cowboys can end the Buccaneers season, but out of all the teams to open up with for Dallas, that's the team I fear the most. Is the Buccaneers.
Really?
Man, Tom Brady. They got Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, as of late, has been playing some good football. And the game is in Tampa Bay. I don't feel great about this game against the Buccaneers. I know.
I wouldn't have thought you were worried about them for the simple fact that this is not the same Tampa Bay team. Leonard Fournette has not been giving you what you need.
Offensive line is through.
Offensive line is not as great. You got
Hey man, this ain't got nothing to do. Listen, this ain't got nothing to do with Tampa Bay. This is knowing my child. The Cowboy is my child, so I know my child, and I know my child will act up.
Okay, I get that.
My child would do the most, and you know that's the thing about it. It ain't necessarily all Tampa Bay. It's what Dallas won't do or don't do, and Dallas as a team typically hadn't showed up playoff time. So let me pose this question back to y'all about Dallas. I just want y'all honest opinion. Faith, if the Cowboys lose to Tampa Bay Monday night, do you fire Mike McCarthy?
Yes.
You knew he
Oh,
was
yeah, before
gonna say yeah.
you lost a game last year and you had 15 seconds left to kick the winning field goal and you couldn't get a snap off in 15 seconds. That's coaching. You started off fine when Dak came back. Then you want to throw the ball all over the yard with Dak. Knowing Dak he's a good quarterback, but he's not transcendent. He's not a force multiplier. I'm gonna do my Keyshawn voice. Yeah, man, be about 17 to 25, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. You'll be fine. He just managed the game. Just do it, man. That Keyshawn say.
You sound like Stewie from Family Guy.
That's fine, but teams with those stats where quarterbacks don't throw over 30 times and have 2 touchdowns and no picks, they win 83% of the games. Dak's thrown 15 interceptions in 12 games and he missed 5. So if he would have played the full season, imagine how many interceptions he would have had. Just think about it.
Mike, I might have to agree with the McCarthy take.
Hey man, hadn't this man been to the playoffs every year he been in Dallas?
No, not the first year.
I get that, Mike, but I'm not saying that they should jump on it and fire him right away. I'm saying it should take them some consideration because if Sean Payton is willing to come there and Dallas is where he want to be, yeah. Mike McCarthy has made, what's the word I'm looking for?
Jackassery.
Well, I'll go with that. He's made some head scratching decisions, bro. Faye brought up one. But if you look at the whole season, I'm trying not to really just totally
the problem with Mike McCarthy.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach, and I don't want to say nothing to like utterly disrespect.
No, this is the problem. I'm gonna sum it up for you. The problem ain't necessarily Mike McCarthy. The problem is he's coaching the Dallas Cowboys. That's what the issue is. And let me explain what I mean by that. When you are coaching the Cowboys, the Lakers, Yankees, Kentucky basketball, Duke, Alabama, your standard of winning is a lot different than everybody else. So Mike McCarthy is guilty by just being on America's team. Because any other franchise in NFL, after 3 years, he's been in the playoff twice, they wouldn't think twice about getting rid of him. But because he's on the team, he's coaching the team that he's with, that's the problem.
Yeah, but the thing is that we look at the coaching. Jimmy Johnson, 6 years. Barry Switzer, 3. Dave Campo, 4. Bill Parcells, 4. Wade Phillips, 3. Jason Garrett, 12. The reason why Jason Garrett got 12 because he's a Cowboy for life. He's a true Cowboy, and he's basically Jerry Jones' son. He got all the time.
Had everything to do with Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, which is the common denominator. I'm still gonna pick Dallas to win this game because I just don't trust Tampa Bay's offense.
Me either.
Man, they got Tom Brady. Dude, they got Tom Brady.
Tom can't throw it to himself though.
And Dallas don't have a run defense and they can't run the ball. So
man, did y'all see what he did with Mike Evans about 2 weeks ago in Carolina?
Yeah, he threw the ball for 400 yards, but Dallas is not a run stopping defense. They ran for 127 yards in the first game with Leonard Fournette, but that was it this season. They can't run the ball. They can't protect Brady. I'm going with Dallas, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going with Dallas this game.
That's the main reason I would pick Dallas. They can't protect Brady. And you got a stud muffin that can rush the quarterback.
Muffin.
He's a stud muffin.
Stud muffin.
I'm going with the Cowboys simply because that's my team. But at the end of the day, I ain't got no faith in the Cowboys. Like Will didn't have no faith in his dad on the Fresh Print.
Damn. That's
Why you want me, man?
That's messed up, Mike.
The hell with him.
That's the Cowboys. They're like a deadbeat daddy, man. They say they gonna come and bring you something on Christmas. They tell you they gonna be there for your birthday, and they don't show up.
But you taking it personal, Mike. You taking it real personal, ain't you?
Oh no, my dad around. My dad is available.
I'm just saying, it's like taking it a little personal right now.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
We gotta make sure you're right over there. But yeah, we all take it. We all taking the Cowboys though, because I just don't see the.
I just don't see because of the pass rush that Dallas can apply, and the lack of an offensive line and no run production. I just don't see them beating Dallas. Now, Dallas to me will have to do what Michigan did with TCU and shoot themselves in the foot. You know what I'm saying? That's I see that being what Mike is saying. I still just don't see it. I just don't.
I'll tell you this though. I'll say this: if the Cowboys beat Tampa Bay and got to go to Philly, I'm riding with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I could go with you on that one. Because they have momentum and confidence. Because Jalen Hurts, he's not going to rust off. He just wasn't confident. Yeah, I know it's the last. He had to play to win that game because I promise you, if he wouldn't have played, they would be playing the Buccaneers. I would have picked the Eagles over the Buccaneers. Doesn't put like that. I would have picked whoever playing the Buccaneers to win that game because the Buccaneers just have been on and off like a light switch all season. And I just don't trust them. Let's go ahead and run through the rest of these games right quick, y'all. We already took care of Dallas and Tampa Bay. We're all taking Dallas. Baltimore, Cincinnati, that's like a 30-40% chance that Lamar plays, but it don't matter. What's the key to the game, Daniel?
I'm taking Cincy on that one too.
Yeah.
I got Cincinnati.
Yeah, unless Joe Burrow gets hurt.
Unless he get hurt. I definitely got Cincy on that.
Matter of fact, I'll say this. If Jamar Chase gets hurt, I'll pick Baltimore. But if Lamar Jackson's not playing and Jamar Chase gets hurt, I'm still taking Cincinnati. All right, let's look at Minnesota and the Giants. What's the key to that game, Michael?
Which quarterback is gonna stank it up first? Cousins or Jones? Both of them have the capabilities of stanking that joint up.
Or being terrible.
But if they playing in Minnesota, I don't have enough confidence in the Giants offense personally. So I'm riding with Minnesota on this.
I don't have enough confidence in Kirk Cousins in big games.
You got more confidence in him than Daniel Jones, though, don't you?
Yeah, but the problem is this. If Kirk, I got to see how he starts the game off. He start the game off pretty good, then I say Minnesota got a chance. If there's a way, if anything, what they gonna do, the biggest threat on the team is not Dalvin Cook, is Jefferson. Really, Jefferson opens it up for Dalvin to do his thing. Hate to say about Dalvin. Dalvin can get injury prone. It's been a bugaboo his whole NFL career. But there's another stud muffin, and that's Justin Jefferson. He's a stud muffin.
Straight stud muffin.
He's a stud muffin. But I'm saying Daniel Jones, he has one thing that Kirk can't do, and that's run. He is very mobile, and he ain't scared to take off. Kirk give up games when he make ill-advised passes, or he try to force something, or you confuse him. Daniel Jones can and will take off running. That's the one saving grace for Daniel Jones, and they're trying to run Saquon. I'm not really confident in Minnesota like that. I'm not confident in the Giants. I'm just not confident. I don't know what Kirk Cousins I'm going to get in a big game. He has not really shown that big game capability to me, that he can put a team on his back and do it on himself, by himself, rather.
All right, let's look at the next game. We got I'm going to take the Giants that one because Giants play the
Giants too.
What?
I'm taking the Giants too.
It took a 61-yard field goal to beat the Giants, and when they played early a couple weeks ago.
Like I said, it depends on how Kirk Cousins start off. I could be wrong. I probably would take the Giants now. Well, I am going to take the Giants now. I could be wrong, but I'm with Fave on that one.
All right, Jacksonville and the Chargers.
Ooh.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm skipped over a game. Buffalo and Miami. I think it's safe to say we're all going to take Buffalo because Skylar Thompson starting.
Yeah, I'm going with Bill, man.
I'm going
to go Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo.
The only way Buffalo
that ain't nothing to talk about.
Only way they lose that game is if Allen wakes up late and gets to the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Unless he get drunk tonight, they send prostitutes to the room.
Slut.
He's a slut.
Or
Jacksonville and the Chargers. That's good.
Bald-headed bitch. Jacksonville and Chargers, man. Well, you got two good young quarterbacks, man. That's gonna be a good one, Fave.
That's gonna be a good one. You got two young quarterbacks, and Big Trev and Justin Herbert. I think the key to that game, Mike. I think the key to that game is Travis Etienne. Can they run that ball? Time of possession. Keep Trevor upright and his confidence up. Because Herbert is a confident quarterback. The confidence in him, I don't too much doubt. The confidence that I see that's growing in Trevor, Big Trev, Etienne run that peel, bro, and they keep him upright.
So you going with the Jaguars?
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
I'm going with the Chargers, man. I don't think Justin Herbert ain't never been in the playoffs, has he?
No,
I don't think so.
Neither had Trevor Lawrence.
Well, I know we know Trev ain't been, but I don't.
I'm rocking with the Chargers. I think the Chargers can go into Jacksonville and knock them off.
Corey got Buffalo and he got Jacksonville in that game.
I'm going for Jacksonville because I want Brandon Staley to get fired so Airbnb can get that job.
Good gracious alive.
I put the over under black head coaches being hired as
0.5.
Lower than 0.5. I might have to go with Fave on this one. I don't even think they're going. I think every black quarterback is probably going to be a token Rooney Rule interview.
And that's what happened with Lovie Smith. And we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks with coaches. And we talk about this every year around the hiring cycle. And the reason why they hired Lovie Smith was because of the Brian Flores lawsuit. Of course, there was no validity they say there was no validity in the lawsuit, but you literally wanted Tom Brady to come there, but Tua didn't want Tua, he wanted Justin Herbert. Miami's looking real stupid right now because they could have had Justin Herbert with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Ooh, with those two speedsters and that boy arm, goodness gracious.
I mean, and the crazy thing, I saw a stat. They started, I think, 5-3 and ended up 9-8. And Miami started 1-6 and ended up 9-8 last year. You basically got to the same spot. Only difference is Mike McDaniel made the playoff. But you had the same exact record. And he finished the year stronger than he did. Than McDaniel did. So basically, you traded black coaches.
Yeah.
My bad, folks don't realize Mike McDaniel 25% black. So he is. He said he's 25% black.
Oh man, this Fabian Vick, man. I tell you.
That dude here, man.
Can't do nothing but love him.
So Brian Flores, I think whenever Mike Tomlin decided to go ahead and resign, I think Brian Flores would be a great fit for Pittsburgh, but that's neither here. I don't think Tomlin going anywhere.
That's who needs some consideration for coach of the year. This man has not had a losing season since he's been the Pittsburgh coach. No losing season, man. This dude he worked some magic this year. He really did. I gotta give him mad props on that.
He must have called out Strange, got a dog cold. His fingernail gonna turn
black.
He had
a hell of a year, man, for real.
Yeah, hell of a year, Mike. That to me is the epitome of coaching.
That ain't Dan Campbell.
Yep, they have very good years. I just think, fun fact too, man, that you brought up Dan Campbell. Did y'all know that Jared Goff the last 9 games has
not thrown a pick
and no picks? He has 16 touchdowns and no picks. That I was tough on Goff, man, and I got to give him credit. He actually came in here and played his tail off, bro. I got to give him credit, bro.
Ben Johnson, I think that's the offensive coordinator.
Ben Johnson.
He's gonna get some looks for.
They already are. They say 4 teams have asked to interview him for head coaching position.
Corey said, "What about?"
Yeah, that's a good question, Corey. That's a great question.
He's getting the blame. He's gonna get the blame why the offense ain't ticking. But you can't control injuries. You lose your center. You lose your pretty much everybody in your offensive line at one point. Playoff Lenny looked like play off Lenny. Then you don't have Ronald Jones, who went to Kansas City, who really couldn't get a lot of burn in Kansas City because Pacheco looks real good, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be out of a job after this season. Byron Leftwich probably going to need another year, but he needs to be in another offense. But I got a feeling, I don't know. It depends who your quarterback is, but he did a great job last year and the year before. It's just this year was just not a good year. Jacksonville should have hired him, but Doug Peterson has done a great job. Was a good fit for Byron Leftwich. I would say he needs to stay where he's at for this year. There's no, I don't think nowhere's gonna be a good fit for him. If the Texans say I'll give you $8 million, I still want to take the Texan job.
You ain't got nothing out there with the Texans, boy.
What's Texas draft capital?
They got the number 2 pick. Let me look at the Texans draft order. Texans picks 23 draft. I know they got the number 2 pick. Chicago got number 1. Chicago's treading on thin ice right now because they have not committed. They didn't officially commit to Justin Fields. They said we need to be blown away by a quarterback to draft a quarterback, which means you're saying that if CJ Stroud or Bryce Young impresses you at the combine to a point where we could trade Justin Fields, you might stay with Justin Fields. But Justin Fields has literally, I'm looking at my desk. My desk is so clean. It has nothing on here. My desk with nothing on it has more than what Justin Fields had on offense this past season.
Totally agree with that.
And Chase Claypool, I think, he caught 2 passes since he's got traded to Chicago. So
I can definitely agree with that. He pretty much did all his offensive damage with his legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Houston has 11 picks in this year's draft. They have 11 picks.
11 picks.
11 picks. Yeah.
You would have to. It's 11 picks is not bad.
They had 2 first rounders also. They had 2 first rounds in the second and 2 third.
That makes the pot sweeter. The problem is the organization. Do you really want to play for the organization?
Nick Caserio.
The owners and is the GM still there? No.
Nick Caserio. Yeah, Nick Caserio.
Still there. All right.
At least he's better than Bill O'Brien being the GM, but you know.
Right. That's true.
But you hired David Cawley, won 4 games, fired him. You had to pay him 3 years. Now the 2 years in salary. Lovie Smith, I think he signed a 4-year contract. You got to pay him 3 years, so that's 7 years of salary. We talked about this Sunday. I think we talked about the NFL sent a report that they're paying about $800 million, $80 million, $800 million, paying a boatload of money to dead contracts on coaches. And I mean, that's not coming out of salary cap. So it's
still a hit though. To me, it's still a hit. I know it's not coming out the salary cap. It's still a hit though.
Just dead
because
money.
I think it's a black eye towards, like I said, the organization.
But, yeah.
You quick to fire somebody, yet you still got to pay them.
Yep. Just like with Indianapolis when they got rid of Chuck Pagano. Then you have Frank Wright. Then you fired Frank Wright. Then Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury been there 4 years. It's time to an extension to 28. You got to pay him now for the next 3-4 years because he's not going to get a job in the NFL. He's going to have to go back to college football. Of course, once if you get a job, they're going to have some of that whatever salary you make there versus what you're making there. That you're going to get the difference. Steve Keim is gone. That's Louis Riddick should be a GM somewhere. He should be somebody's GM. Me, you, and Atwater could be a GM somewhere. better than what Steve Keim did in the last couple of years. Because remember he drafted Josh Rosen, fired Steve Wilkes, who really should be honest with you be a better fit at Carolina. I think. I mean, you sit there with damn Sam Darnold one more year and just draft your quarterback. Probably Will Levis from Kentucky will be an option, and go from there. You got a strong running game. You need to replace McCaffrey, and you probably need to go somebody with Robbie Anderson because you got rid of DJ Moore because Robbie Anderson's in Arizona, so you need to get somebody to go with DJ Moore. But there's a potential there because I think that NFC South gonna be wide open because the Falcons ain't worth a damn. New Orleans Saints ain't gonna go nowhere. Dennis Allen's as your coach, and Tampa Bay. I don't know if you want Kyle Trask as your quarterback, unless Jimmy G go there. But we'll talk about that when we get March. I think we got one more game: Seattle and 49ers. I think it's safe to say
Come on, man. 49.
Oh, I'm going to 49ers.
Just making sure. Okay, Corey asked, "Do you see Leftwich and Bieniemy head coaching in year 25 or 26?" I say no because if Bieniemy ain't haven't gotten a job by now, he's probably not going to get one unless Andy Reid retires and they go ahead and promote him up.
Maybe that's a 50-50 answer. Maybe because of what you just said, Fade. Andy Reid may just say, "I'm out. Bieniemy is my successor." In one of those 2 years. So
kind of like what Bruce Arians did in Tampa Bay.
There you go.
With Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I think that's possible as far as Bieniemy. Now, Leftwich, you're right as far as staying an OC another year. What about him being an OC? I don't see it. This is just a question. At New England. It's an upgrade to old fat dude. He was a D coordinator.
Yeah,
and
but
the head coach who was terrible here. This is an upgrade.
My only thing is though, you going from weapons to nothing.
That's give him a chance to prove something. If he can go up there and get that offense humming, that might be a wake up call to say, okay, this dude might just be head coach material. I mean, it's sweet in Tampa. Don't get me wrong.
No, I got a better option for you. The Jets. They just got rid of Matt LaFleur's brother, Mike LaFleur.
That's another one where he could make a move.
It's a ready-made situation. You just need
that's true.
And let me ask this stupid ass question. I know to get an answer. Where do you trade Zach Wilson if you don't want to go with Zach Wilson next year?
That's a good one.
Jimmy G might be a good fit if you're gonna. I mean,
oh man, that's a good question, Faye.
Seattle, Rams.
Seattle, but since Geno had a magical year, do you think they give him another year?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson, not no starter. No, not as a starter. He's a backup.
He's a backup, but they already got
them starting days over with.
Yeah. Maybe Washington, but you got Sam Howell. I mean, I know it's a very small sample size, but Sam Howell looked decent against the Cowboys. But he probably the best bet for Zach Wilson to go probably Atlanta.
I don't know about that. They got Desmond Ritter down there.
He didn't look good in those 4 stars he got. He didn't look good at all. But I don't know. It just. If I'm Zach Wilson, I mean, would you trade for Jordan Love? That's the next question. Because Aaron's gonna come back next year, and Jordan Love after this be his 4th year, then you have to decide if you're gonna give him that 5th year option. You're gonna have to trade him because you don't want to have a $60 million quarterback and then a backup that's making 23 in his year 5 contract. That's $80-something million in your quarterback room right there. You're gonna have to get rid of it.
They're gonna have to make a decision on something.
You can't trade Aaron Rodgers because that'd be an $80 million cap hit. So
Aaron might call it quits.
Yeah, that won't hurt their salary cap, but then I say you got to grow around on Jordan Love, give it a year to take the growing pains this coming up season, like Aaron did his first year starting, and then it'll take off the following year. This is a tradition unlike any other. Hello, friends.
The Masters.
Hello, friends. Tradition unlike any other. The BS list.
It is back.
It is back.
I have Atwater's BS list. This is the NFL quarterback tiers for the season. I used to do it like every 3 or 4 weeks. Well, this year, never was able to get it on the show. So what we got is the quarterback tier. Make it hot, Fade. Put it up on the screen. Make it hot. So I put them in 4 tiers. And tier 1, of course, is the Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. I put Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert in tier 1. Anybody got a problem with that tier 1? Well, the list is up, so I'll let you and Damon look at it. Anybody got a problem with that? The tiers?
No,
Herbert.
no.
Not with tier 1. I think that's cool.
I'll move Burrow up above Hurts because Hurts missed 2 games, but I could live with where you got the order at. Who's Tao? There's an Asian quarterback. Is that an Asian quarterback in the NFL?
I'm gonna say it Tua. I'm gonna say it wrong too.
Yeah, he meant to say Tua. Tao is the Chinese general that conquered half of.
Yeah, Tua.
Yeah, General Tao is the mummy, a shadow of the Emperor King.
Jet Li. You talking about Jet Li?
Jet Li, yeah. You got Kirk Cousins as tier. Well, yeah, Kirk Cousins would be tier 2.
And 3 of those losses, he looked terrible, especially against the Eagles when he threw 3 picks in the second half. So,
but who would you move from tier 3 or tier 4 up? He probably,
nobody.
He gets tier 2 by default.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I can see that. Jared Goff. If his team would have made the playoffs, I could almost put Jared Goff in tier 1.
Almost.
Almost just for the fact that he hasn't thrown an interception in 8 games. He hasn't turned the ball over, played good ball. I could almost put him in tier 1. I'll add him to tier 1. I wouldn't move nobody off of there.
Fade, that's boy.
That's a tough take, but Mike, he got an argument. Let's say Detroit didn't start off 1-6. Let's say they started off 3-6 and then won 7 straight, like they did, or 6 out of whatever it was, and he had those same stats. So that means he went from 3-6 to 10-6, or whatever it is, and he didn't throw a pick.
I think the problem I had with putting him in there, when you look at that tier 1, man, I don't know. That's tough enough, Fade.
Yeah, 65% passing, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks, 99 rating.
That's not bad, man.
Now, I said I wouldn't move nobody off that list.
Considering what they went through when the last 8-9 games, you can throw 16 touchdown passes with no picks. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, I would now with your tier 2. Tua will have to go to 3 because of injuries. And plus he had a stretch of 3-4 games where he didn't play well. With Lamar Jackson, he hasn't played in the last 5 games. I will move both of them to tier 3. I would not switch anybody from tier 3 to tier 2. He'll just go to tier 3. Now, Deshaun Watson, he'll be in tier 4 just for the fact he only played about 5 games. He ain't look good in none of them. Taylor Heineke.
So you will move Deshaun Watson to tier 4.
Just on the pure fact he missed 11 games.
And he was rusty. He didn't look good.
He didn't look good in none. He didn't look good in none of
them. So move Deshaun Watson to tier. What about Derek Carr? Derek Carr cool with being tier 3?
Yeah, Derek. I mean,
I really don't. Tier 3, I really don't. The only one I can see is Faye is right. You can move to Deshaun Watson. I think you nailed tier 3.
Yeah. Derek Carr, 61% passing, 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 86
I think
rating.
you nailed tier 3.
Yeah, Kyler Murray he missed some games before he tore his knee up in December. I guess you looking at tier 4, yeah, you can leave him on tier 3. So, but everybody else, if I can make a push, if I just had to push back just a little bit, just push back, I had to agree with Tiny here saying pre-production. Brock Purdy, the way he's played, I can almost put him at the bottom of tier 2 and move Lamar Jackson to tier 3.
I agree with that. But if you had to move Purdy or Jared Goff to a tier 1, who would go?
Jared Goff go to tier 1 easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. I think Fade makes a great argument for Goff. I didn't even think about it like that. He makes an argument. This has been a very good year for Jared Goff. Probably the best year he had since he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We get Lamar.
He makes a good argument for Goff.
Mario said he'll leave Lamar in tier 2, but Lamar 8-4, 62% completion, 2,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 picks.
What's his rushing stats though, Fade?
Rushing stats. Let's get to that. Rushing stats. Where are you at? Rushing stats. Stop mapping. Stat mapping. Where are his rushing stats?
Did he get 1,000?
I don't think. No, he didn't get 1,000.
I didn't think so. Because he missed some games.
Where is okay? Let me rushing this year. He only got to 764.
Okay.
3 touchdowns.
Okay.
But his remember he didn't get injured running. He got injured in the pocket. The last 2 years he got injured in the pocket. So you can't say his legs got him injured.
No, it's him trying to be a pocket passer.
Be a pocket passer, yeah. And folks don't realize he had Baltimore as the number 1 seed before he had a high ankle sprain. So
Hey, what was Justin Field numbers on the year, Fade?
Justin Field, pull him up right quick. Justin Fields.
No, he probably was a better rusher than passer.
Remember Justin Fields, I think missed 2 games this year.
Yep.
Justin Fields, he had 2,200 yard passing, 17 touchdowns, 11 picks, 85 rating, 60% passing.
How many yards he rushed for?
How many yards he rushed for? Let me look that part up. He damn, okay. 1,100 yard rushing, 8 touchdowns.
That's about right.
Damn.
That's
So,
about
yeah.
right. He was trying to get the rookie record.
That's why I say I would leave him at 2. I could see him being at 2. I wouldn't. There's
I
nobody.
thought it would have been maybe 800, 900 yards.
Oh,
I
he
ain't know.
was trying to get the rookie record. I knew he was over 1,000.
God, no.
Yeah, 3 of the games he had 180 yards rushing. So
Yeah, I know he had 100 and some odd. The first game he played the Lions, he had like 160 something.
Hey, man, I did not know that.
He was trying to get the rookie record.
I thought Faye was about to say 800, 900.
Oh, I knew he was at least 1,000.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was 1,100, but I knew it was at least 1,000 because I know you're trying to get that rookie rushing record for the rookie quarterback.
yeah, that's a lot, and that lets you know if he's rushing for that much, either your offensive line is trash or you ain't got no weapons. And it was both.
And half them runs, one design runs, Faye.
No, they
He was
weren't.
running for his life.
Yeah. So yeah, your tier 4 is right. Like I said, I would just probably move Deshaun Watson there just for the fact he missed 11 games. And then that's the case. Then what's his name? Jacoby Brissett should be on the list somewhere. But Jacoby had a decent year considering he really didn't have much on offense either.
Right.
He had Amari Cooper, but they couldn't sync up. But I think Cleveland's gonna be fine. I don't know if Stefanski is gonna be the answer to that team, but we gotta give him another year with Deshaun Watson for a full season. But Stefanski's gonna be on the hot seat next year, though. So, but yeah, it's not too much of a BS list, Mike. It's Mike's list, so it's not too much BS.
All right.
So you did all right. Did all right. Did all right for
Right.
yourself. So let's get to our party shots, which was brought to you by Johnny Walker. You want some liquor, and you got your refund check? Johnny Walker. Go ahead, Damon.
Okay, I'm coming from a different place. I am gonna give Mr. Jim Harbaugh his credit. I'm gonna say this though, Jim. If you ready to leave, just leave, bro. Because what you're doing is you're really causing confusion in your program. Back to back Big Ten champions. You went back to back college playoff participants rather, and in both years you entertained going to the NFL. So much so last year that you actually went to interview with the Vikings on National Signing Day. Jim, if you want to go back to the NFL, go on and go. It would be so much easier if you just make up your decision on what you want to do. We hear you say you love Michigan. We believe you. You hear you bleed blue. We believe you. You also a man, and you also played in the NFL. You also coached in the NFL, and maybe that itch hadn't gone away. So don't come out making statements saying you enthusiastically gonna coach the University of Michigan in 2023, yet you interviewing for different jobs. If you want to go, man, all respect to you. I haven't lost any respect. Like I said, a few weeks ago, I apologized to you for wanting you fired. Right now, I'm at a point where you almost 60 years old. You got to make that man move. If you're going to do it, do it. If you are with Michigan, be with Michigan. If you want to go to the NFL, go to the NFL. I think we'll all respect you either way it go, because you have gotten us back to on top of the Big Ten for a little while. You beat Ohio State handily both years, but you came into each game playoff ill prepared, in my opinion, because you was looking for a coaching job in the NFL. That's just my opinion. So, Jim, make up your mind, bro. Either you stand or you going. Put all your chips in one thing, man. No love lost.
Hey, Faye, let me tell you what Jim Harbaugh is. Jim Harbaugh is a bad chick. You kicking it with a bad chick. She gonna get interest from everybody just because who she is. And that's what Jim Harbaugh is. Jim Harbaugh is winning in the Big Ten. He's played in the NFL. He coached in the NFL. This is what he's going through. This is part of the territory when you dating a bad chick. When you dating a bad chick, this is part of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Dude's gonna hit on a bad chick.
Here's the thing,
So,
Mike.
it's a part of it.
I agree with you. But Faye, we all remember Sophronia Rowe. Everybody hit on Frone, but Frone made it clear if she was with somebody, she was with somebody. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. But at the same time,
you can hit on her all you want.
The dude that was dating Frone know that dudes after Frone, that's part of the territory.
Yeah, but the dudes also knew that Frone was for them. Whoever she was dating, she didn't care who hit on her. If she was with Mike Atwater, she was with Mike Atwater.
Whoa,
Mike Atwater
don't say that on the air. Don't say that on the air. No,
oh, my bad. All right.
Time out.
I'm just using you as an example. My bad. If she was with whoever she was with, like, on the tip, she as fine as she was, she gonna tell you I'm with such and such. Anybody can hit on her. They can hit on her all they want to. At the end of the day, she was gonna be with who she was gonna be with because she was faithful to whoever she wanted to be with. And that's a lot of bad chicks, man. They like the attention. At the end of the day, if that one that they truly love is treating them how they want to be treated, they're gonna stick with that one. They're gonna stick with that one. All I'm saying, Jim, if you want to get gone, go ahead, bro. Ain't nobody mad at you. You actually, people should have wanted to get rid of you a couple years ago, me included. You came and turned things around to the point where you beat Ohio State and then beat them again in their place, and you got the program at they well-oiled machine as far as the Big Ten going. You got to come through Ann Arbor to get to the Big Ten title. I would think that you would want to stick with your alma mater and you happy here, but you like the attention. He's the bad chick that's an attention whore. That's who Jim Harbaugh is. He's the bad chick that loves attention, and he gonna show his leg or do whatever he do to the one who give him the attention. That's who Jim Harbaugh is. If you comparing him to a bad chick, he that chick that love attention. No, she bad. She just like the attention because she knows she gonna get it. That's how I look at that. Ain't nobody gonna lose no love for him though. I know I'm not, man. You did some things. Just stop playing. Stop yo-yoing people's emotion, man. Either you gonna stay or you gonna go.
Mr. Michael.
And people in Lexington, Kentucky have crunk up a GoFundMe page to get John Calipari out of the University of Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky people, let me inform y'all. John Calipari is still one of the top 5 or 10 coaches in the game. Relax. See, this goes back to what I was saying about the program and the prestige that goes along with the program. Kentucky right now, I think they're like 8-6. They lost 3 or 4 games in a row, and they're going through a little rough patch. Part of the problem with Kentucky and what they're dealing with is this transfer portal with players going here and there, and he's not able to get those top 5 recruits like the class that he had with John Wall and Boogie Cousins, or the class he had with Anthony Davis and Teague and all those guys. Kentucky people, Kentucky, please chill. Trust me when I say this. Calipari is going to have them boys ready come March. But I will say this. Calipari, you don't make the tournament, you might be out.
And somebody that's a Kentucky fan, last year put him on the clock, getting knocked down in the first round. Last year put him on the clock.
Well, see, this is what I say to you, and I know you're a Kentucky fan. Hey, you let him go, who you going to get? You going back to get Pitino?
Oh, no, I ain't getting Pitino. Pitino can't come back.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, when people be talking about firing coaches, who you got? John Calipari, like I said, and Damon, this you the judge between me and Fave on this. Is John Calipari not one of the top 10 coaches in all of college basketball? Is Calipari not in the class with Bill Self and well, shit, a lot of them dudes gone now.
Nick Cronin,
Roy Williams gone. Cronin,
Mark Few.
You got Mark Few. He's in that category. You got Rick. What's the name up in Tennessee? He's in that category with the best coaches. Nate Oates, Juwan Howard.
Something that a lot of them don't have. He got a national title, so you would have to.
Tony Bennett.
He's in that class. So you talking about? And I ain't saying I'm not directing this at you, Fade. But if you let Calipari go, who you going to get?
Mike Moore.
Shit.
Man, let me get mine in right quick. But that's another. I mean, I don't think they're gonna fire him. I think he's probably just gonna leave. I think he's been there 13 years, and that's just.
But see, Kentucky is a basketball blue blood. If they come with the right check, they can get whoever they want.
Who you got out there?
Whoever they want. They can open their checkbook and say, "Look here,
Bill Self, come on to Kentucky."
Bingo.
Bill Self ain't leaving. He already had a blue blood. He's not gonna leave Kansas.
He got a lifetime contract though, so he on a lifetime contract. Yeah, but Lightfoot.
Hey, Coach Moore gonna come in there pointing at everybody doing this.
Lightfoot, Lightfoot to coach him.
Go on to your party shop, Fade. You want something else?
All right, my bad. We're running a little long, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm all for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as I read articles through ESPN and looking at the head coaching cycle, I see Eric Bieniemy, I see Steve Wilkes, D'Amico Ryans, Leslie Frazier. But I'm looking at one name on here I ain't never heard of this dude in my life. Never heard of dude in my life. Shane Steichen.
Say what?
Shane Steichen. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, who don't call the plays, who might work with the quarterbacks, but has not called a play. Just like Matt LaFleur, who had Derrick Henry and had the 17th ranked offense, got the dream job with the Packers. Just like Brandon Staley, who was the defensive coordinator for the Rams, who got the job with the Chargers. Just like O'Connell for Minnesota got a job because he was McVay's homeboy. Same thing with Zach Taylor, who was McVay's homeboy. Y'all see where I'm going with it? Eric Bieniemy has done everything that y'all say he wasn't doing and already was doing. But yet this man can't even get a job in high school. D'Amico Ryans, he needs a little bit more season salt. Need a little more Lowry's. Just one more year of Lowry's. A little more Lowry's. Just a little bit more. But Eric Bieniemy, it's just like the old question you asked Bobby Knight. What you need when you need to draft? I need a center. You draft Michael Jordan. But he's 6'6". You draft Michael Jordan. I need a power forward. You draft Michael Jordan. Okay, I need a small forward. You draft Michael Jordan. You draft the best player possible, which is why Portland is a cursed city, because they did take Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
Which is why these franchises are not going to go anywhere until one of them shoots their shot at Eric Bieniemy. He's not going to let you down. And don't let San Diego open up, because if Eric Bieniemy goes to San Diego, they're going to the Super Bowl first year. That's our show for tonight. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. Sundays, we're going to recap some of the games that happened Sunday, and our movie rewind will be Brewster's Millions.
Oh man,
Brewster's
that was
Millions.
a good one.
So we talked about Trading Places this past Sunday. Brewster's Millions will be our movie review of the week. So come check it out. We're gonna start picking up a little bit more on the NBA and college basketball. So if you're out there watching college basketball, just go ahead and follow us. We're gonna pick it up on Sundays and NBA, since the NFL starting to wind down just a little bit. We're gonna start picking up on our basketball talk. But until then, we out.
All right, fellas.
Lot of y'all, boys.